Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be looking at the race meeting today from Greyville on the turf track. They've got 8 races today, the 3rd of January. Already 3 days into January. My, how time flies when you're having fun. All right, before we look at the fields and the meeting, just quickly for those persons who are watching this video for the first time, what Outsider Genie does is we do a form analysis of the horses, and then we give you outsider selection, which you can add into your play. And if they do arrive, the outsiders, you will be standing in a payout queue, laughing and thanking Outsider Genie. But before we carry on, I just would like to quickly run through the results of yesterday. I have decided that in the future, I'm going to quickly run through the results just to give you a little bit of feedback. Now, in the first race, if you listen to my video, I said in the video that number 9, Rosso Medio, please do not leave it horse out. Put it in all your in your play. That horse duly arrived, paying 40 Rand to win. Then I also said in my preview, if you're playing a quartet, add in 6 and 5 because I do feel that they might place. And then duly this quartet arrived, paying 14,000 Rand for the quartet. I hope that you had a share on that. In race 2, I recommended number 10 and number 8. Nama Desert Double Martini, as well as Smith's. And yeah, my quartet, I also had Confessor, but I mean, there was no value in 108 Rand for that. But maybe you could have banked at 10 and put 8, 3, and 5, and 1 or 2 other horses, maybe still make a few profit. Yeah, in race number 3, the favorite one, and we had as one of our outsider selection, Dawn of a New Era, which paid 220 a place. But I think everybody was caught out. This Ricardo, I actually did mention this horse a few runs ago, but it didn't run well, so I left it out. Then the heartbreaking thing in race 4 is, guys, you will not believe this, what I'm going to tell you now. When I did my pick 6, I originally had number 10 in. But when I do my pick 6, I try and keep the value of my pick 6 around 100, maximum 150 Rand. And then I was over the limit, so I had to take out 1 or 2 horses. And the one horse I took out was Secret of Maya, and what a pity. Because the rest of our arrived, and if we look down just now, we'll see the pick 6 paid out 600,000 Rand. So for our 1%, we would have received 6,000 Rand. Heartbreaking, because I was scared of this horse, but then I thought, no, man, no, this horse is outclassed. And then we had Mohican, and Mohican was one of my outsider selections with number 2, Rock of Africa, and they ran 3rd and 2nd and 3rd in that race. So, but we were strong on horse of Terry, Namibian Desert or something like that, which ran unplaced number 5. But our outsider selections was number 2 and 8, which finished 2nd and 3rd. 2 and 8 for the swinger paid 9 Rand 40. Look at the quartet, 61,000 Rand. So then move on race number 5, where I said in my preview, I do think that number 2, War of Athena, can be the favorite because of the weight turnaround, and that actually just worked out like that. We gave you the box quartet and trifecta, but you couldn't make a profit on that. Then in race 6, I was strong on 1 and 2. I said 1 and 2 was the horses to fight out, but I did say include Copper Mountain into your quartets, and also number 7 you alluded. And if you did that, you would have collected 173 Rand, not lots of value. Then in race 7, my selections for race 7 was 4, 7, and 5. 4 to win was my value bet, and then 7 and 5 in no particular order. But I did say that Running Brave was the horse to beat, but I was looking for value in number 4, Chimes, and he was there at one stage, but just got run out of it in the placings late. But I did say Running Brave depends how they're going to ride this horse. But I must say that this horse can win from the front. He can win from sitting handy, and really a good mare. And also congratulations to Fani Broncos for his first winner. It's not every day that your first winner is a listed winner. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ashley Fortune, her first winner was also like a grade 2 or grade 3 winner, if I'm not mistaken. Then in the 8th race, I was strong on number 2. Give me the go ahead. That duly arrived, and I said to you, my outsider selections here was numbers 2 to win, and outsider selection was number 8 and 12. Look there, 2, 12, and 8. The trifecta paid 788 Rand. And if you managed to add in quick wit in the quartet, you would have collected 7,000 Rand. Look at the swing here, 16 Rand, 8 Rand, 11 Rand. Yeah, the master, 12, Brassway, 53 to 1 in the betting. And he was moving up nicely. And at one stage, I thought he could win, but then give me the go ahead, got in top gear, and that finished nice. Also paying 680 and won 280 place. Yeah, then in the last race, yeah, we could completely lost the plot here. We didn't manage to get anything there. And again, the quartet paid 10,000 Rand. So at the end, the PA was 450 Rand, and the pick 6, which we missed only in the first leg, which we could have had, was 607 Rand. So that is Sturfontein. So let's look at Cape Town. I think where we fared a little bit better on the day. In the very first race, we were strong on Superior Leader, but the problem with Superior Leader was that he was coming down in distance, and at the end of the day, I did see that number 3 Superior Leader needed the distance, and I think this horse will be hard to beat Superior Leader over a longer distance next time out, not to be left out. And then obviously we gave you Captain Who, but that everybody could found that was 5 to 10 in the betting. Then number 3, we gave you Warrior Bring. Now, I don't know why how this is possible. That Warrior Bring was 12 to 1 at a jump in the betting, but only managed to pay 4 and 10 on the total. You mean, Jew. So Warrior Bring was our outsider selection, but we also fancied 6-Heel Giant, and that exacta paid 18 Rand, and the quartet paid 101 Rand, which is not really value. And also in race 4, we were strong on Capitina, and we did say Boobs a Daisy, exacta 3 Rand 70, and we also was a little bit bullish on 7 Sonic Burst to run a place that duly ran 4th. And in race 5, I said to you, I'm not so sure Black Silver will win again. And I did mention that I do, one of the horses I think that can beat Black Silver was So Flawless, which duly happened. And I also said that I like the look of Two Pennies, and I'm still going to follow Two Pennies. I think this horse will, produce something in the future. Then here in race number 6, our value bet major attraction ran 3rd. That moved up nicely, but Rain in Your Market was too good for that, and in Moroccan Flame finishing on the inside. And then in race 7, I was strong on Captain of Stealth, but guys, I really must say to you, and I'm not knocking the jockey, really, I don't. But when I watched the race, my life partner was sitting with me, and I said to her, this horse is going far too fast. He cannot sustain that gallop. And I was thinking for myself, how can a senior jockey like Anton Marcus do this? He's got people who's got to back the horse. And he does this. He goes far too quick. I don't know what was his intentions. And I must really say, and really, I don't want to knock the jockey, but sometimes I feel Anton Marcus can write brilliant races, and then sometimes, he writes like an apprentice. I don't know, because this is what an apprentice would have done. And then in the end, the horse couldn't keep it up. He was run out of it by the number 3 and 7. And I did say Pinkerton has a good chance, but I really thought Captain Stealth had a very, very good chance. And then in the last race, we didn't have anything there that came through. So in the end of the day, the PA paid 9.50 rand, which we gave to you 16 times. So that would have brought in 148 rand, and in the pick six, which we cost, I worked out for 117, hoping for a few outsiders, only produced 22,000 rand, bringing an income of 20 rand, leaving you with a loss of 100 rand on the pick six. But you made a small profit on the PA. So if you played both of them, you would have probably landed up in evens. So let's now move over to the race number. On race number one is a maiden juvenile plate. I'll show you the betting, but as per usual, I don't give selections on juveniles. These horses, they improve so quickly that you can't believe it. So, but here the favorite is number 2, Chrisman Causeway, Gavin van Sale. I must tell you today, Gavin van Sale Senior and Junior has got strong runners, and maybe they're hoping for a very good day because they've got horses in about every race that's got a chance. So number 2 is 9 to 10, Crimson Causeway, Global Glory 13 to 10, Opening Shower 12 to 1, 14 to 1, Extract 14 to 1, Create Eagle 25 to 1, and longer the race. Please note number 4 is a scratching. And then while we're here, let's look at race number 2. Number 8, Mystic Master, 2 to 1, and 2 to 1, Mystery Boy, father and son, both having the favorites at 2 to 1, 7 to 1, Master George, Stone of Destiny, 12 to 1, Sonia Dor, 14 to 1, Lynn Barra, 16 to 1, 18 to 1, Bohemian Light, Origami, 18, H2O, 22, 53, and longer the rest. Yeah, let's have a look here. My first selection here is number 8. I had to decide between number 8 and number 14. And the thing that swings me between number 8 and number 14 was number 8 had the best draw. But unfortunately, we have Anton Marcus on board, which you never know what's going to happen. So Mystic Market, Mystery Master, this horse is running improved races, and I think the 1800 will suit him. You will also see that Star Crusade is running in a later race today, and Star Crusade did run well after the maiden, so this form looks nicely. And here we look here behind Lord of the Manor, already 3 out of 12 winners. So I think maybe Van Sales Senior can strike first here in the second race, Mystic Master. My outsider selections being number 9, Origami. Origami to me, although it is about what a winter by Dynasty May, this horse shows, I think, will run well over the distance because running a nice race last time over 2,400. Now just falling back to the 1,800 meters. But I think the distance is what this horse might need. It looks like he's improving after the gelding. I see he was gelded after this last race, and that might even improve him some more. And this jockey, Moodley, is not riding badly. He's a very competent jockey. My other outsider selection is number 5, which is Master George. Now, Master George already had 25 runs, but he's running well in his last few races, and with Dylan on board for Doug Campbell, who is getting the winners lately, can definitely be involved. And as you can see here, was just beaten by Star Crusade, which was in that means he had Mystic Master behind him. But what I can say is this horse was running on well, and he also ran on well in his previous race. And this horse has got room for improvement, while number 5, Master George, might not have that ability to improve a lot anymore. Here we have the other favorite, Mystery Boy, very well bred, noble tune by Jetmaster May, run on strongly in his last race, well, in his only race. But the one thing that concerns me is the 400 to finish time, only 25.1. Guys, that's not too fast. I mean, there's some horses that can run much faster. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. But let's see, let's give the horse a chance. But from draw 14, it's going to be difficult for this horse to win this race, but not impossible. But you will have to be a good horse to do that. So let's go to race number 3. Race number 3 is the track and ball fillies and mares handicap over 1900 meters, class D, average minute rate 67. Let's have a look here at the betting race 3. Race 3, the betting is number 3, Mama Pajamas, 7 to 2, 14, Shastina, 4 to 1, In Jet 6-1, Bell Jar 7-1, Keep on Dancing 9-1, Fire Fairy 10-1, and Class of 8 12-1, and Longer the rest. So here my selection is the number 14 horse, and yeah, as I just said now, it's difficult to win from there, but I really believe that this Shastina is a good horse. Although last time I ran behind Wishful Girl Learn, but I think this horse is looking for this 1800 meters and will definitely find a distance to her liking, and was running on a little bit from draw 14. Sorry about that background now noise. It's my neighbor who wants to cut his grass 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Yeah, you can't believe some people. He had a whole of yesterday to cut his grass. Now 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning, people wants to sleep. He decides that's the good time to cut his grass. Can you believe that? But anyway, back to the racing. So number 14, Shastina. But again, number 4 is the number 3, Mama Pajama. Is this? I just want to see if this number 14 is junior or senior. Yeah, again, number 3, the father against the dad. Junior is training number 3, Mama Pajama. Also in with a chance. That one is maiden also last time out, but it also looked like a horse that can improve and definitely be involved in the finish. Very well bred as well. So those two might be your two, your two horses for the race. But let's look at my outsider selections. My outsider selection number 7, Altogether Lovely. And people, yeah, I really like the look of number 7, Altogether Lovely. It's a Futura by Strikes Partly Me. This horse won well on the poly over 1800 meters, and then on in a stronger field, the 76 and 73 run there and thereabouts. But now today he's running a little bit down in class. He's running only in a D division 67, whereas she ran in 76s and 73s. Unfortunately, I don't have the horse in my pick six because of the cost factor. But if you can afford it, put in number 7, Altogether Lovely. I think Altogether Lovely definitely in with a huge chance in this race. Then number 13 is Fairy Fire. Also from draw 13, a 4-year Aries Flame will be definitely suited. And I put, Muzi Henya on board. I had to decide for my pick six purposes between number 7 and number 13. And my choice fall onto number 13. But if you can afford it, add on number 7. Definitely not without a chance, as is number 13, Fiery Fairy. But again, the draw 13 might be a bit of a concern. So let's move on to race number 4. Race number 4 is a maiden graduation plate over 1400 meters, class B, average merit rate on 89. Let's have a look at the betting. And here we have number 4, Shavut, 13 to 10. I see that's now favored. It wasn't favored earlier. There was another horse that was favored. Fight Song was favored. That's correct, 72. Another Van Sale horse, a Fight Song. But let's look at number 4, Shavut, 13 to 10. Shing Martha Suk, 72. Fight Song, 72. Jack's Bird 6-1, Ralph the Rascal 7-1, Tired Swiftly 7-1, 12-1, Avenir, Perfect Peter 16 and 25, Full Blast. Now again in this race is a graduation plate, and normally you go for the horse that's the best handicap, which is in this case is number 1, Jack's Bird, and you cannot leave that out. But my selection here is number 4, because in this maiden plate let's setting with a lot of 3-year-olds, and that is always horses that can improve. Now number 4. Sherwood last time out was beaten by 2 runs back by Fight Song, but now there's a turnaround in the weights. Sherwood is carrying 56, and Sherwood is Fight Song is carrying 59, so that's 3 kilograms for under a length beating, and I think Fight Song would find it hard today based on that to finish in front of number 4, Sherwood. But I must say that this was on the poly. Now it's on the turf, which is can be a different kettle of fish. So number 9 is not without a prayer. Do not leave it out of your quartets. But then Shavut went to and ran into the guards behind catch 22, 17 lengths. But I do think if you put catch 22 in this race, he probably win by about 10. So yeah, not too. I can't say it's a good race, but yeah, under the circumstances, unfortunately, did finish last, 70 lengths behind. But Jack Bird is a definite runner as well. Moodley again from draw one. Best weighted did one, beating Mary O last time out. But that was an Apollo. Now back on the turf. This horse number one, Jack's Bird, still have to win on the turf. And if I'm not mistaken, yesterday in my preview, we also had this breeding Gail Mufti. I can't remember the horse's name. Sometimes when you get older, you can't remember so well anymore. But in this race, as I said, there are horses that can improve. And one of the horses can improve is a horse that I like is number 8, Avenir Rares for Van Sale Jr. again. He might even ran first and second in this race because I really do like this Noble Tunes, but some of them run very well. Some of, sorry, Futurias, and it's Vasti Queen of May by Var, nicely bred. And I think Futura, his children is going to run well, so you need to keep an eye on that. And last time out over the 1200 meters, I think was a little bit short for this horse. The 1400 meters will definitely suit. Ran on well for a 23.3, fastest 400 to finish. So I think 8 Avenue can be an improver. And as I said, Night Song, also that's a noble tune, also have a huge chance, I think, but we'll find it hard to reverse the form on with number 4. But as I said, that race was on poly. Now on the turf, it can make a difference. Then we move on to race number 5. Race number 5, we have a medal rate at 94, handicap class B, average medal rate at 88. And here we have a favorite, Spider's Corner, 14 to 10. Winter Chill, 4 to 1, 8 to 1. Frank Lloyd Wright at Altissima, 10 to 1. Kingston Rock, 10 to 1. Bold Horizon, 10 to 1. Double Expressor, 10 to 1, 14 to 1, and longer the rest. Now let's have a look here. My fancy is number 9, which is Bold Horizon. Now this race is a B class B 88. Now, if you see here that number 9, Bold Horizon, last time ran in this class at 86, and he beat Woodstock Festival, carrying 52. Now, today it's only carrying 52.5, and it's still running in the same class. So, and before that was beaten by First Song over the 1600 meters, but I do believe maybe the 1600 meters was just that touch too far, but also ran well behind Captain OP previously. And I think Bold Horizon Global View can definitely be a contender in this race. My outsider selection is number 7, which is Brazil Nut. Brazil Nut, Warren Kennedy for Hewitson stable. And this horse is running well. He also has run against some useful contenders. There he ran behind Fight Song over the 1600 meters, but then behind Cold Hard Cash was slow away a little bit. But I think if he can jump on terms, can definitely be a contender in this race. And then my other outsider selection is number 1 at Altissima. Because as you can see here, Altissima also has run against some better opposition, much better than in this race. Can definitely be a contender. Marco Roberts coming from a 67-day race, but I wouldn't let that bother me. I do think at Altissima can put huge effort. Here you have the number 2, Spider's Corner, and now this horse is favorite and has won 3 or 5 races, and certainly a good horse, but he's running against a little bit stronger than today and can find it more difficult to win. But surely Spider's Corner, not without a chance. I mean, I won't leave it out of my calculations today. So let's move on to race number 6, where my first selection is number 9. Let's here look at number 9. Here we have number 9, Dicey. Now, Dicey is now running today in a C83 class. But if you have a look here, you'll see that she has run with that class before and won in that class. The last time out finishing nicely behind Kaysen And but what caught my eye was here, course and distance, 1 run, 1 winner, and course 5 runs, 2 winners. And I think that I see today nice value at 10 to 1. Um, Dennis Dreyer and Sean Wheel think strike on Wednesday with 2 outsiders. So it shows me that the stable is coming to form. And when a stable comes to form, you must start following it. Therefore, my choice, number 9, guys. My outsider selections is number 1, which is a Savvy Star. There's always is currently, I think, 16-1, the one in the betting. And there's always one well over the Scottsville 1200 meters. And then ran on and future races behind Love Bomb and Keep the Lights On in the graduation. And I feel this horse didn't do too badly. And today, running from a draw 1 can definitely be a contender. And then here, number 2, we have another Dennis Dreyer in my with Lyle Hewitson jumping from draw 2. Also, this horse I do look at, if I look at the breeding, this horse is bred exceptionally. And I do feel that this horse has run some decent races in the past year, running behind Candy Galore, fastest 400 to finish 22.6. And I do feel if she can put it together, she can definitely be standing in number 1 box after the race. Yeah, there are the horses with chances here. We have um, the horse, the favorite here is number 7, Deep Fort. Now, I had a deep thought about Deep Fort, and unfortunately, Andon Marcus on board. Everybody's going to go for this horse. Ran nicely behind Spider's corner last time out. But if you have a look, that was an ability rating 70. Now you find himself in 83 C handicap, jumping from a D to a C handicap. Even before, when he was in a C handicap, he only managed the 4th place behind tonight's the fight night, which is also incidentally from the Dennis Dreyer stable. I don't think Deep Fort today is, maybe this is just another matter where you have Anton Marcus and the horse, let's make him favorite kind of situation. Because I don't think this horse, based on this, is going to find it hard to beat my choices. That's for sure. Wizard of Oz is also a horse that can run the day if she wants to run. She can run, but unfortunately, her last 2 races not up to scratch, and I don't think she will be involved today. So then move on to the race number 7, which is the African Holy Handicap non-black type over 1,000 meters, Class A, average merit rating 100. Let's have a look here at the betting. Here we have number 3, Vinici, which I think is the best bet of the day, 15 to 10. A grade 1 winner, prices 5 to 2. Hard to play 9 to 2. Cold to the hard cash 10 to 1. Enjoy the view 10 to 1. Great shocker 10 to 1. And 12 to 1 and longer the rest. Yes, here we have this horse. And this horse, uh, number 3, Vinici, that run in the future last time in Gauteng behind Sing for Rafa, which is no donkey herself. Last time out was run out of it behind Winter Stories, but I think the 1,000 meters will suit this horse, this grade 1 winner, and I do feel that they're going to find it hard to beat this horse. My outsider selection is number 6, Hard to Play. Hard to Play is a horse that has recently improved. That be the Aduga Magic, which went on to win a future in Gauteng. And I think if there's a horse that can give her a hard time, it will be number 6, Hard to Play. And also my other outsider selection, number 8, Great Shaka. Great Shaka is also a horse that's exceptionally fast. He won over 1,000 meters, beating Winter Blues. Then ran behind Bold Ransom and Tracer's last time out. So definitely the speed going to be on here in this race. Also, Tracer's, you need to include this as well. This horse has been running well lately. Has won 3 races. Won his last 2. Also against strong opposition. So definitely a horse that needs to go into your selections. But I think number 3, Valenci, will definitely be too hard to beat in this race. Then we get to the last race, which is a difficult race, a very open race. Let's have a look at the betting here. The betting as follows: number 10, the Bayou 3 to 1, just for the penny 5 to 1, King's Crusade 7 to 1, Rain Dance 8 to 1, Admiral's Guest 8 to 1, Southern Soldier 10 to 1, Vitus Being 10 to 1, 12 to 1, Lord of the Man. Antigona 16 to 1, 25 to 1 Walton Hall, 25 to 1 Euphoric, and 50 to 3 to 1 the rest. Now, here my first selection is, please hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Hold your chairs. Is number 7, Euphoric. This horse is also nicely bred. I remember the mare with that Malice. I think she won quite a few races for the late George Scott. They paid 400,000 for it. And I just feel, if you have a look at this horse, is now running in a C Division 74. This horse used to run in A Divisions 95 beyond board to perform. Yamaha, Guru's Pride. Good rhythm. Mount Anderson won his future the other day. Terahang is not a donkey. Frank Lloyd Wright also won. And now running down in class today, very much down in class. From a draw 7, I think this horse today is going to be a huge runner. Hasn't won for nearly 600 days, but don't let that put you off. I'm going to tell you now, 7 Euphoric will be involved to finish, because as you can see, sometimes you do runs on a little bit, and I do feel that maybe today Euphoric, fourth run after a race, might be ready to give these horses a go. My outsider selections is number 1, Rain Dance. It's a soft falling rain by Pulpit Mare. This horse is also running well. He's picking up, but he's only carrying 54 and a half. But he has also run in some stronger divisions before. But it's just a nice outsider that you might want to include into your play, as is number 5, King's Crusade. You remember this came up earlier. We had a horse that finished behind King's Crusade. So while King's Crusade ran third behind Night Warrior, and I think in this race, definitely a huge also a huge runner. This was one horse, but I think if you can afford it, put it in your quartets and stuff. And that's number 4, Antagonist. This number 4 is also running down in class, and has been running on lately in his last 2 races. So number 4, do include in your bigger play and your quartets and trifectas. So that brings us to the end of our preview. I hope I could point you in the direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.